Hello, Pile One. Welcome back. My name is Michelle. We are doing another pick a card love reading. This time we are finding out if you were to give your person a truth serum, what would they come clean about? Okay. It's like truth serum confession time. Okay. So what does your person, Pile One, have to come clean about to you? You guys keep in mind, okay, the energies that are coming out here, this particular reading is going to be for those of you where it's not always going to be about things going wrong, okay? So it's not about that. But these are things that you may already have an inkling about or a suspicion about, or there's just a feeling like there's some things that your person is not telling you, you know, whether those for good or for bad, okay? So definitely check with your intuition first before moving into these kinds of readings. That way nothing seems to hit you off guard. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Pile One, just keep in mind this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave behind anything that doesn't. And just keep in mind, you guys, this is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, whatever comes out in these readings, you guys don't hinge everything on them. Like I said, whatever comes out, good or bad, usually you're already picking up on something. There's already an inkling or a suspicion there, good or bad. Okay, so let's see, Pile One, if you would like for me to tap exclusively into you and your person's connection, into the energy of your connection, and give you more specific, in-depth guidance or answers to your specific situation, just check the description box below for booking details. I have a lot of $25 readings available in the specific person category. All right, so we're gonna get started. You guys picked the rough Amazonite stone. Let's see what the overall energy is. Let's see, truth confession time. We got death. This says inevitable end, big transformation, shedding required, dead end. We also have ghosting with sudden disappearing act, cutting off all communication, feeling rejected, dealing with lack of closure. And then also we have coldness. This is absence of love. Love life is blocked, frozen in some area of your life, and then emotions buried deep within. I feel like this particular reading is going to be for those of you where you and your person have a very off and on again connection. Okay, or this is for those of you where maybe you had something going with someone and they just disappeared just off the face of the earth. And this may be for those of you with an off and on connection. This is definitely with them wanting to talk about why they ghost. And I just heard routinely, why they routinely ghost. Okay, we are going to pick up on some more energies, but so if you were giving your person a truth serum, this is what they would talk to you about. I feel it's more going to be about the ghosting, like what are they doing, why they're ghosting, what's going on, when they're dropping the ball in this connection. Okay. Ooh, you guys are about to, I feel like Pile One, you're about to get some really good answers here. Like this may help you get closure if it's something that you're needing, or just, help you understand like what's going on in your person's brain when they just, drop all communication with you just right out of the blue. And with ghosting here, this feels like this is someone that just stops responding to calls and texts one day and just, might go weeks or months before linking up with you again. All right, Pile One's person, let's give us some more information about what's going on in this connection. What do you want to say to Pile One? Truth serum time. What do you want to say to Pile One about death, ghosting, and coldness? Whoa. Lost our spark. Okay, let's see. We got lost our spark, I'm ready, and then let's get one more. And of course, we're going to delve a little bit deeper into this. I'm hearing it's hot when it's hot, but then it's cold when it's cold. It's just, it's a very hot and cold dynamic in this connection. It's very runner chaser. Even if, you know, you're not chasing technically pile one, like if your person's ghosting and you're not texting them and asking them where they're going, you know what I mean? There still is, they feel like the runner in this connection. Let's get one more, or two more, fine. It says, okay, you make me feel like a king or queen or royalty. And then this is healing from heartbreak. Okay, so this kind of gives me an idea of the dynamic of this connection between the two of you. Okay, so your person is letting you know that it's not necessarily like, it's not anything that you're doing or saying wrong, because you actually make your person feel really good. And this is giving you a clue about what might be driving their behaviors when they flip-flop from being very, not necessarily clinging, but, you know, when they go from feeling, you know, when they show up in your life in that energy where they're ready to connect, right? They're eager to connect. And then what happens that flips that switch that makes them run? It's past heartbreak. They're healing from heartbreak, okay? Picking up on very avoidant attachment issues with your person. If you don't know what avoidant attachment is, or just attachment styles altogether, definitely start looking up, you know, looking into that. The hot and cold dynamic is very much driven, you know, by somebody with an avoidant attachment style. It's just a feeling of, you know, what do they call that? A fear of, you know, closeness, a fear of intimate vulnerability. The coldness card says here, emotions buried deep within. And I feel like pile one, that's where your person likes it. I don't feel pile one that your person is very, so if your person was like talking to you, right? If your person was having this really deep truth serum type of confession and conversation about, you know, with you, they would tell you, I don't like feeling close to people. I don't, you know, because when you get close to people, that's when people start having the ability and the power to disappoint me, to let me down, to hurt me, you know. And, you know, if I have feelings for somebody, then, you know, that person is then able to manipulate me or use those feelings against me. This is where your person is coming from. They don't feel comfortable having deep, intense feelings and emotions for people just in general, but definitely it feels like they don't feel comfortable with that in the sense of like a romantic connection. And so, you know, when they come in, you know, when after a period of ghosting, when your person comes in, and I'm speaking for those of you where this is a back and forth dynamic. Of course, this could be for those of you where it was just a one-off, you know, you had something great with someone and then they just disappeared and you never heard from them again. This is also giving you answers as to what happened there. This person would tell you that, you know, it's not anything that you've done wrong. You know, they would let you know, you treat me like I'm a queen. You make me feel like I'm a king or a queen, or you make me feel like royalty. We're going to find out what I'm ready is and where they're coming from with Lost Star Spark. With Lost Star Spark coming out underneath death, like there's like a death to chemistry there. Like losing that feeling of getting butterflies, losing that eagerness to see each other. To me, it's what it feels like when you're finally comfortable with somebody, right? When you feel safe. There's a difference between, you know, people a lot of the times, they get what they call butterflies, and what they're not realizing, that's not butterflies, honey, that's anxiety. You know, and when you really start to feel safe with someone, you know, emotionally safe, meaning like it's getting predictable, you know, you're going to see them. There's no worry or anxiety. There isn't a question of when you're going to see, or it's not a question of if you're going to see them, it's when. You know, your person loves you, you love them, and it's like, you know, they're not going anywhere. There's a predictability that comes in very stable relationships, and people are often equating, butterflies, you know, which you guys, butterflies it's anxiety. That's what it is. And yeah, it can also be excitement, but most of the time, especially if it's really pronounced, it's nervous excitement. Okay, the excitement of it, the nervous part of it is like the butterflies. You're actually, you know, you're feeling that nervous anxiety. Yeah, people get butterflies confused with anxiety all the time. It's not necessarily the same thing. Excitement can lend to that, right? But most of the time it's like, you know, when those butterflies go away, it's the anxiety going away because you finally, you know, you found your footing with that person. And I feel like this is what's going on with your person. They got comfortable in this connection, and they got comfortable, meaning, you know, they feel safe. They felt like you weren't going to go anywhere, which that's the sign of a stable relationship. Your partner isn't supposed to be worried that you're going to, you know, jump ship, right? And so they're equating losing their spark. They're equating feeling more safe, right? Feeling comfortable in your presence to losing your spark, to losing that spark. Let's find out why. Yeah, we're gonna see why Lost Our Spark is here. The King of Wands. See, your person, let me clarify that, because you know, for a lot of readers, they'll, and that they're not right or wrong, right? Every reader has the energy they pick up from different energies. But in case, you know, you watch a lot of other channels, I'm just letting you know, me personally as a reader, I don't see the King of Wands as, you know, player energy unless he shows up in the reverse, right? You know, the kings and the queens of all the decks, they're masters of that energy. And so a King of Wands for me, when he's in the upright position, is in the healthy, functional expression of that energy. And so he is someone who is, you know, yeah, he's very intense, and he's very intense, very passionate. And he's got a hold, and he's got a handle on that energy, right? He's very grounded with that energy. He's not a Knight of Wands or a Page of Wands that's just kind of reckless and, you know, irresponsible with that energy, right? He's someone that's grounded and has learned how to bridle that passion and channel it and funnel it in very constructive ways, right? So it's interesting that that's coming up, that's clarifying Lost Our Spark. This may be connected to that butterfly feeling, though. Why is the King of Wands showing up here? So there's definitely some fire energy in the house. Okay, Aries, Leo, Sag showing up. It could just be that energy. Look at that. Okay. Wow. So we have we've got the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands in the upright position. I feel like this is what they're after. Your person is looking for their well, they may not say a divine counterpart. I was going to say their perfect counterpart, right? They're looking for that person that just is a natural fit to them. If I'm being brutally honest, pile one, this can come off as like maybe your person looking for perfection, okay? Yeah, make it, you know, with the King and the Queen of Wands are looking for somebody that's perfect for them. I will say there is a very specific feeling and aesthetic that your person is looking for, pile one. And this may be where this energy of, you know, Lost Our Spark came from. If your person is, you know, and this is kind of where things take, you know, it's truth, you know, truth serum time can be a little bit brutal, but there may have been something with this connection with you and them, pile one, that your person didn't feel was a perfect fit, wasn't a perfect match for them. Yeah, your person is looking for their perfect match, not necessarily perfection. They could be, you know, that energy isn't out quite, you know, in terms of your person actually looking for perfection, but they are looking for someone who is perfect for them, a perfect match for them. And, you know, you giving them a truth serum, or just them being injected with some kind of a truth serum and being honestly 100% transparent with you, they would tell you, you know, the reason why I left and I ghosted was because I didn't feel you were the perfect match for me. I'm looking for my perfect match and I don't feel like this is it. Okay. What's I'm ready here for? See, I'm not picking up any energy that your person ghosted you for anybody else. Like specifically, this could be your person's pattern, right? This is a motivating factor. And not to say, pile one, that you're not a perfect match for them. You know, with someone that's got like attachment issues come from abandonment wounds, okay? And so your person could be their way of deactivating. You know, the avoidant is, you know, very skilled at finding a person's flaw, whatever it may be, and we all have them, right? And hyperinflating that flaw. And some people will even make things up. They'll even create flaws that aren't there as a way to deactivate, okay? If you don't know anything about attachment styles, please go look those up. I've experienced them, you know, myself in, you know, anxious and avoidant attachment dynamics. And I had experienced where someone created a flaw that didn't even exist as a way to deactivate. Okay, so yeah. And you know, you're gonna know, pile one, whether or not the two of you were a good match. I'm just saying, like, I know it's hard, but try not to take a lot of this personally. You know, a lot of the times people are running off projections and wounding and stuff like that. And, you know, we tend to take the behaviors of people so personally and want to make it about us when really it's about them and how they are handling certain kinds of wounds. And I'm saying, you know, if they're not nitpicking and picking you apart and finding flaws, which we all have, and blowing them up and making them 100 times worse, or just giving weight to something that doesn't deserve any weight. I mean, you know what I mean? Then, I mean, they're making things up, literally, like things that don't exist. And so, you know, the message I'm telling you as a reader is, as much as you can, try not to, you know, take these things too seriously in terms of, you know, people are just behaving out of their wounded egos, wounded inner childs, and abandonment wounds, okay? Which this person, I could pick up on an attachment style issue, like very early on in the reading. What's I'm ready here for? Your person, pile one, has an ideal in their head about who their perfect match is. And it's very difficult for anyone to fit that mold, right? Very difficult for someone to fit that mold. And honestly, their abandonment wound sets it up that way. So that, you know, they're being protected. It's a way of self-preservation. They are protecting themselves from rejection by creating or having this ideal that one person isn't going to be able to fulfill, right? And so your person has an abandonment wound about being abandoned, right? So it's almost like they set it up so that they're the ones that do the abandoning first. So they don't have to be the ones to experience rejection, because your person actually has a very deep-seated fear, pile one, of finding exactly what they want, or just finding what they want, right? Finding somebody that does embody the energy of what their perfect match would be, and then leaving them behind, being abandoned and being rejected. And this may come from something have actually happened, because, or, you know, this is something that came from them having their heart broken at some point in the past. And so whether your person's aware of it or not, this is a pattern for them. They'll start off thinking they met a perfect match. They'll get comfortable, right? In terms of, they'll start to feel safe. They'll start to feel loved, you know, and then something in their brain or their subconscious nervous system kind of gets triggered and like, oh, but what happens, you know, this person's going to abandon me. This person's going to leave me. Just like, you know, this past person did. We can't go through that pain and that rejection again. So we're going to leave. You know what I mean? I'm going to be the one that leaves. If your person was being 100% honest with you, this is what they would tell you. I pick you apart, pile one in my head. You know, I don't know if your person has picked you apart like verbally, but your person, this is how they deactivate. They picked this connection apart so much in their head as a way to distance themselves, as a way to deactivate their attachment to you so that they, you know, would be able to leave you first so that later on down the line you wouldn't leave them. All right, finally, let's go to I'm ready. Why is I'm ready here? I feel like that's connected to what I just said. Yeah, that's connected. So they literally had to go. This almost feels ritualistic, you guys. It almost feels ritualistic. There's like a time span that your person, okay, so they do feel like a serial dater, okay, or a serial relationshipper. And if you look at your person's pattern, you'll notice that they don't usually make it past a certain mark, right, in terms of length of time. They'll get right up to a point, or maybe it's not, you know, time-based, maybe it's milestone-based. Maybe they, you know, never quite make it to the engagement stage, or maybe even they get engaged, but they never make it to the marriage stage. You know what I mean? There's something. It's either a milestone that triggers your person, or it's a length of time. It's like they never quite make it past 6 months or a year or something like that. And then something just fires off. It's like a warning sign in your person's subconscious and their nervous system that's like, you know, oh, we're getting to that point where we got with, you know, this past person that broke our heart. We need to pull the plug on this connection before this person hurts us like the past person did. And so it's like, now I'm ready to ghost. I'm ready to disappear. We've, you know, they self-sabotage. Okay. Let's look at healing from heartbreak. The Knight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, someone in their past did your person dirty, okay? Someone, not in your past, their past, sorry. That could have been for some of you, okay? Because I just did, but we're talking about your person. Someone in your person's past, and you know what? If that's exactly what your person did to you, it's because you're repeating, you know what I mean? The repeating patterns are doing to you what this past person did to them. But they're healing from heartbreak from someone in their past that not only is showing up as a Knight of Wands, they're showing up as a Knight of Wands in reverse. Whoever this person is that broke your person's heart, pile one, did them dirty. They cheated. They did exactly to them what they're doing to you, and I'm picking up to other people, okay? Very wishy-washy, this past person's, you know, whoever this Knight of Wands energy is in reverse, very wishy-washy, very flighty. Very irresponsible with, you know, the connections they put themselves into. And that is the experience that your person had with this past person. This past person cheated on, you know, your person, broke your person's heart, made promises they never intended to keep, I'm hearing, okay? Could have been and that could have been, it's manipulative. Like the Knight of Wands in reverse it's more than just, you know, being flighty and irresponsible with energies. It's being manipulative. It's, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing, and you're doing it because there's a part of you that gets off on it. You know, I'm just saying the Knight of Wands energy in the reverse is that way. And so your person, a lot of you pile one, your person, sorry, was actually somewhat traumatized by their experience with this Knight of Wands in reverse energy. And they have not healed from that yet, okay? I don't feel like your person is actually healing from heartbreak, but this at least lets us know the energy of what's going on. Your person is still heartbroken from what happened to them because of their past relationship with somebody that was heavily embodying Knight of Wands in reverse energy. Somebody was very inconsistent, very irresponsible in that connection. And, you know, yeah. What's coldness here for? Well, and you know what? I just made this connection. Pile one, you actually did make your person feel like a king or a queen. See, we got the king and the queen of wands showing up over here. So I feel like you embodied that energy perfectly for this person, and they had to sabotage that. Okay, they had to sabotage that because they didn't want a repeat of past energies. Let's see. Let's find out what coldness is here for. We got the Six of Wands in the upright position and the Page of Pentacles. See, there's all this fire energy is showing up. Passion, intensity, desire, motivation, courage, all of that energy is showing up here. And I feel like the moment things burn too hot in a connection, right? Burn too hot, meaning like the chemistry is burning too hot. Your person, that switch flips and they have to put it out. They got to put it out because the last time they felt that way for somebody, they got burned really bad. I'm hearing for some of you, that's quite literal in terms of like STDs. Whew, man. Yeah, your person's ex, whoever this person, this Knight of Wands in reverse energy is, that person did your person dirty. So with the Six of Wands in the upright position here with the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, it's almost like I feel this is connected. Like your person had this past person on a pedestal, and that's and through everything that this Knight of Wands in reverse energy did to your person, that Knight of Wands in reverse energy stayed on that pedestal. Like your person did not learn their lesson the first time around, the second time around. In fact, I feel like your person and this past person went back and forth a lot. Okay. And this just feels like they put the fire out early on now because they don't want to repeat that lesson again. Because it took your person a very, very long time to learn the lesson with this past person. In fact, I'll be honest, the energy I'm picking up for a lot of you guys, your person never did learn their lesson with this Knight of Wands in reverse. I feel like the Knight of Wands in reverse was the one to leave your person. Yeah. All right. What we're going to do now, you guys, is we're going to get some direct messages from them to you while I'm getting this energy out. If this reading is resonating, if it is adding to your quality of life in any way, do me a favor. Make sure you're taking time to smash the like button for me. That's a wonderful way to energetically donate to my channel. It also, makes YouTube really happy. Comment below. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what pile you picked. Become part of the family by hitting that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you don't miss an upload or an announcement. Okay, you guys. All right, pile one's person, truth serum time. What do you want to tell? What do you want to say to what do you want to say to pile one? What do you want to say to pile one? Do I still have a chance? I will say, pile one, yeah, for those of you where this is very back and forth, hot and cold, your person is, this is a cycle. Like your person is now in that energy of wanting to know, can we, is it time to come back? Look, it says, I don't know how to feel. I feel like that's quite literally, okay? And it says, I'm not financially stable. Your person has a lot of excuses. That might be one of the excuses that they give you as to why they ghosted, okay? If they're being honest, though, and we saw throughout this whole thing, nothing about finances even came out. Nothing did, okay? Nothing about this with your person, their motivations behind why they ghosted you, none of that came out. And so you're going to know if they come in and tell you, oh, I got really busy with work, things are really bad with my job. That's why, I disappeared for a week or 2 weeks or however long, it's not that. That's the excuse they're going to give you. And I'm not saying that that's, that's not the experience that they're having. But that is not the true motivation as to why they ghosted you, okay? But I don't know how to feel. Yeah, they do not feel comfortable they don't feel comfortable with intimacy. They don't know how to. That feels literal. Like they're literally telling you, I don't know how to do this love stuff anymore. I just don't know how to, I don't know how to feel comfortable in close romantic relationships. You know, if they were to be honest, they would tell you that, you know, I fear being abandoned. I fear that, you know, I'm going to give my heart to you 100%. And I fear, you know, you're going to leave me, you know, because the last time your person gave someone their heart, it was to this Knight of Wands in reverse energy. And that person just took full advantage. They used your person's feelings against them is what ended up happening. Okay. With this, healing from heartbreak though, this feels like something that they haven't really fully faced. I feel like they've been in the process of healing, quote unquote, right? Ever since, you know, this Knight of Wands in reverse person, who could have very well been, you know, a fire sign as well. There could be a lot of fire sign energy, you know, in your person, in you, and or in this past person. Something very familiar. Okay, this is something that's coming through too. If your person was being honest about things, they would tell you that you actually remind them a lot of this Knight of Wands in reverse person, not in the cheating and, you know, things like that, the way they feel about you, right? It could even be a physical aesthetic that you may physically resemble this past person quite a bit. And while they love that drive, like you're their type, we'll put it that way. You are your person's type, pile one, physically and passion and intensity wise, right? Appearance wise and your personality, you have this passion and intensity to you. There's something, you are your person's type, we'll just put it that way. They love that, right? And at the same time, you remind them of their ex in a way that kind of is like, okay, the last time I felt like this, I got my heart stomped on, and they don't like that feeling. All right, pile one, we are going to let this go. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. I will see you at your next pick a card love reading. Bye, you guys. Hello, pile two. Welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle. We are back with another pick a card love reading. We are doing a really cool, I don't know if I'm going to start it off. This particular one is called Truth Serum Confessions, okay? If we were to give your person a truth serum, what would they be coming clean to you about, okay? So, just a disclaimer, you guys, the information that's coming out here, you more than likely, at the very least, have either an inkling about it or a suspicion. And now, not everything in this, you know, what your person may have to confess to you, not everything is going to be like a bad, you know, connotation or anything like that, although it could be. Okay, I don't know what's going to come out in these readings, so just keep that in mind. I don't think that it's going to be anything that's going to completely blindside you. I feel like this is going to be something that's going to help, you know, put things into perspective for you, hopefully. So just want to throw that out there. And, you know, just remember, pile two, this is for entertainment purposes only, okay? Don't be using, like, the information in these readings to go make, you know, drastic, life-changing decisions when the information coming out is completely out of left field for you. You had no idea that that's what it was and stuff like that. Just use your own intuitive guidance as to whether or not something is really resonating, okay? If you, for instance, if something comes out in this reading, right, and things between you and your person are going really well, and then something comes out in this reading that's completely opposite of what you thought was going on, you know, really have faith in your own intuitive, you know, nudgings when it comes to something. It's okay if things don't resonate. And what I'm getting ready to say too goes right along with that. This is a general reading. So, you know, anything that does not resonate, just, you know, leave that behind and only take what does resonate, okay? Now, if you would like for me to tap into you and your person's energy, exclusively. I do have personal readings available. Just check the description box below for booking details. There are a lot of readings available in the $25 category. Or a lot of $25 readings available in the specific person category. My bad. Okay. All right. Pile 2, you were drawn to the fire quartz. That over there, fire quartz. Let's see what, so if you and your person were to sit down and they were given a truth serum, let's see what they would want to talk about. We got manifestation. This says dreams manifest into reality. Your manifestation is close, getting more of what you want. Your manifesting power is strong. We also got pink diamond, a rare opportunity or find, one of a kind love, unique creative expression, wealth and prosperity. And then we also have a waiting game. Waiting for something or someone, expecting to hear news, putting your life on hold, prepared, ready, and waiting. Okay, let's get some more energy out before we talk about, so the overall energy I am picking up on, and I'm not going to attribute this to you. I'm just saying this is kind of like your person's overall energy at this point. We'll see how it connects to you and your connection with them, okay? Your person has an idea in their head of what the perfect love looks and feels like, okay? And your person is in this energy pile 2 of wondering, okay? There's kind of, it's a duality I'm picking up on. Your person, if they were being honest, this is what they're wanting. They're wanting this rare, one-of-a-kind love. And if they were being honest, they're having a hard time wondering, like, does that really exist, right? Does this pink diamond of a love, this rare pink diamond quality of a love, does it really exist? That's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for that particular kind of love, okay? If I'm being honest with the waiting game here, I don't know how this pertains to you and the connection. It may, you know, if this is someone that you have met, this is brand new, okay? If the person that's on your mind and you just started seeing this person, then maybe that's what they're trying to see is like, you know, is pile 2 that person. But I'm gonna be honest, pile 2, if this is someone that you have been seeing for a long time and you guys have history together, truth serum time, if your person was given a truth serum and they're confessing their true feelings for you, they're still in this waiting game. That's a harsh truth. I'll be honest, I don't feel comfortable relaying these kinds of messages, but, I mean, that's, if we're being honest, this is what your person would say. Yeah, they've been dealing with you for a while, but they're still holding out for what they believe to be a very rare kind of a love. And if they're being honest with you, pile 2, they don't feel like they found it yet. Okay, I know what that sounds like for those of you who have been with your person for a hot minute. Especially if your person kind of feels like they're holding you at arm's length, or they're just not really moving things along. They're not moving the connection forward or anything like that. This is going to be why. They're still holding out for quote unquote something better fit for them. Okay. In fact, with manifestation here, we'll see what manifestation is. We're going to get more direct energies, though, about their feelings towards you in this connection. Let's see. Pile 2's person, you're given a truth serum. What are you confessing to pile 2? What are you coming clean about? What are you coming clean about to pile 2? What are you coming clean about to pile 2? And you guys, I will say, okay, whatever comes out in these messages, if it triggers anything within you, I will give you, if you don't know how to move through those triggers, or to how to unravel, a bond that you feel with someone that may be toxic, right? I'll share resources with you guys to help you through that. And I will say that you're not alone in those kinds of feelings too. I've been there before myself. All right, let's see. Pile 2's person. What do you want to say to pile 2? What are your confessions to pile 2 given a truth serum? We got, please talk to me. And you know what? While I was talking, I caught glance of maintaining no contact. So this may be somebody, there may be, someone may have the other person blocked. This feels like you have them blocked, or you have gone no contact with your person. This feels, pile 2, like you're the one. If they're not blocked, you're not responding to their texts, you're not answering their phone calls. It's something along those lines. Your person is wanting to talk to you about something though. And I saw maintaining no contact and I put it back in the deck. I shouldn't have done that, but this comes out. So very similar energy, and it's letting me know where that energy is coming from. Okay, let's get 2 more for your messages to pile 2 if you were to be honest. Truth serum confessions time. Oh, it says, let's take things to the next level. That may be what they want to talk about, pile 2, okay? So it feels like there may be a realization in the works here, okay? Let's see what else. What do you want to talk to pile 2 about? Truth serum confession time. What are your honest confessions? Did something flip? I think it did. Let me look. Yeah, it did. There it is. It came out again, maintaining no contact. Okay, it was meant to come out. And actually, I want to, you know what? I'm being guided to get a couple more from this deck. What do you want to say to pile 2? I'm afraid it won't work out. Okay, so they're in very self-sabotage-y kind of energy, all right? This is why your person is always in that waiting. See, I feel like they do. They self-sabotage stuff. Let's get one more. Oh, that's 2 more. Fine. There you go. It says, I don't or I didn't appreciate what I found in you. And then it says here, still heartbroken. Okay. Yeah, your person is very self-sabotagey. Okay. And maybe you going no contact, or you pulling your energy back, pile 3, you refusing to talk to your person or put up with whatever it is you may have been putting up before. Put things into their proper perspective with your person, okay? I want to know what they're still heartbroken about, though. I don't know if that's you, or I don't know if that's some past energy thing, if there is something in their past that they haven't quite gotten over. What is I'm still heartbroken here? Whoa. What is that about? I'm still heartbroken. I keep hearing this. It's, is it a song by Foreigner? I've been waiting for a girl like you. I don't know if... What's still heartbroken? Ooh, okay. Interesting. So we got the King and the Queen of Wands coming out, but we got the King of Wands in the upright position and the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Okay. The energy here, and this is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. I'll just tell you the energy that I'm picking up from this connection. Your person feels, and it feels like the person in this connection is the masculine energy. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's the man or the male, okay? The masculine energy in this connection felt like they found their perfect match, but it wasn't in actuality their perfect match. It was almost like a false... I don't want to say, I'm hearing a false flame, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be a twin flame, but they felt that they found their perfect match, and come to find out it wasn't. It was like a false counterpart kind of a thing. Okay? Because, you know, with the Queen of Wands in the upright position, that would be the King of Wands' perfect divine counterpart, right? Your person is still heartbroken, and I don't know if this is you. I'm just telling you the energy that I'm picking up on. They're still heartbroken over what happened in a connection where they thought they found their perfect match, and it wasn't. The feminine, whoever the feminine energy in that connection is, was a false counterpart. Okay? Let's see if we can find out what happened in that connection. A lot of fire energy coming out. Strength, that's Leo. What happened in this connection over here between the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands reversed? Oh, a lot of Leo energy. Heavy, heavy, heavy on the Leo, you guys. Heavy on the Leo. What happened in this connection? I will say your person for a minute, for a while, was very happy in this connection with whoever this Queen of Wands in reversed is. I'm picking up on an energy, you guys, where things were good in this connection with this person, whoever this person is. I want to say past person. For a lot of you, I don't feel like this is you. It could be, okay? Like I said, it's a general reading. So I'm just speaking in energy in general terms, because you're going to be able to place who, what, when goes where, right? Something happened, though, that flipped the switch or flipped the script or something, where the feeling of the Queen of Wands, went from being in the upright position to the reverse position. And I don't know if the Queen of Wands authentically was in the upright position, or if your person was just not seeing this feminine energy authentically, or if the feminine energy here wasn't showing up authentic. I don't know. It feels like the feeling, though, your person at some point was experiencing the Queen of Wands in what felt like, you know, the upright position. Something happened, though, in this connection, and I don't know what that trigger is, because your person was feeling really good, okay, in this connection with this person, but something happened. What happened here? Yeah, the Three of Cups in the reverse. The fun stopped. Possible third party, possible. The Three of Cups in reverse. Friends may have gotten in the way. Responsibilities may have gotten in the way. Somebody could have just gotten lazy in this connection, could have gotten too comfortable. I feel like that's what it was. The feminine energy in this connection just got way too comfortable in this connection, and got lazy in it. I'm not necessarily picking up on third-party energy in terms of, like, you know, the feminine energy was cheating. What happened with the feminine energy here? I'm being nosy, you guys. I hope you don't mind. I want to know, like, what turns, you know, a perfect counterpart? Like, what happened here? You know, was it your person just wasn't seeing the feminine energy clearly, or was the feminine energy, like, you know, portraying herself to be somebody other than she was? I want to know what happened. I'm nosy. What happened with this feminine energy? I'm hearing the feminine energy just got lazy. She wasn't able to maintain, okay? Yeah, she wasn't able to and I say she, you know, okay? A feminine energy can be male or female, you know, whatever. It's just the energy, okay, which we all have. It's just some of us are more dominant in the feminine energy versus the masculine energy, and, you know, men or males can have dominant feminine energy, but yeah, this was the energy, the feminine energy was primarily in. She was keeping up pretenses for a while until she got comfortable, and then she got lazy, okay? Things stopped being fun between them. They lost the bond between them, okay? Something in the feminine's energy, whoever this person is, the Queen of Wands in reverse, just has a very Debbie Downer attitude. Or that attitude developed over time. It just feels like at one point, whether it was authentic or not, whoever this person, that your person's heartbroken over, something changed, it was an energy dynamic, you know, and I feel like it's internal to whoever the Queen of Wands is. You know, something happened in that relationship where the Queen of Wands went from, you know, bright and cheery and whatever, and all of a sudden went to a very kind of like a Debbie Downer kind of an attitude, or a negative Nancy or Nick, or however you want to put it, and got lazy with the connection, and maybe just got lazy in life itself. Could have been depression, right? This could be somebody where, you know, the Queen of Wands maybe had, you know, I don't know, something with finances could have affected the situation here. But, yeah. Interesting. What's the waiting game here for? Hard at work. I'm still hearing that song, I've been waiting for a girl like you. All right, let's... Pink Diamond in relation to pile 2. Tell me more about Pink Diamond and how it's in relation to pile 2. The King of Swords in the reverse. Your person, I'm gonna be honest, pile 2 is not sure if you are the Pink Diamond or not. With the King of Swords in the reverse position, your person is very confused. If they're being honest with you, their honest confession with you is they obviously feel some kind of a connection to you. There obviously is something here where, you know, your absence is causing them to question if they're making the right decision or not. If your person walked away, or if your person is not taking things to the next level, or they're not, you know, pulling the trigger on this connection, or whatever it may be, your person is asking themselves, am I making the right choice here? But they're still confused. They still have this ideal in their head, and they're still not sure if you're it, pile 2, if they're being honest. Now, there is something about your absence and the absence of your energy that they're experiencing that they're not liking. They don't like not having you in their life. They don't like not experiencing your energy. You maintaining no contact, not talking to your person, maybe even having them blocked. they are kind of in this energy of wanting to take things to the next level. I heard if that's what it'll take to get back into your life, but it's not going to be coming from a genuine space of they know you're the one, right? Let's look at I'm afraid it won't work out. What's that here for? We got the Eight of Cups in reverse, okay, which talks about making a return. And then we also have the Four of Swords in the reverse position, which talks about coming out of a state of rest. This almost feels like them waiting for someone else to return, if I'm being honest. How is this energy relating to pile 2? The Page of Wands. How is this energy relating to pile 2? Here we go. Yeah, okay. Pile 2. Oh man, this is a sticky, messy situation. Okay. If your person has kids or children with this past relationship, or whoever that energy was showing up about still being heartbroken over whatever that energy was, okay? Whoever has that person, because this Page of Wands can be representative of a child, right? If the lines of communication are still open with that past person, I feel like that's where that waiting game is at. Your person is kind of waiting for that person to get their stuff together, or for that energy to flip back. I don't know. There's energies here because now we have the King of Wands in the reverse position with the Queen of Wands in the upright position. There's this very dysfunctional yin and yang kind of dynamic going on here. But what feels like is bridging that is a Page of Wands energy, which is a child, right? A kid, possibly a teen, a very like a preteen or a teenager, but just a young child, you know. I'll be honest, if this is you guys, okay, if you are the one that they had that connection with, and I don't know, something happened in your dynamic where things just did not work out, there's almost a want and a desire for things to work out in this connection with you, if you're the one they've got a family with, okay? They're just afraid that if they come back, if they return, and I can see now where this is saying, okay, yeah, I can see how this is relating to you guys, okay? Because it feels like pile 2, the two of you are not together, right? They're afraid that if they come back, if they get out of this, you know, recovery, restorative energy with the Four of Swords in reverse, they're still afraid something is going to be off balance in this connection. You could have very well been the past energy here that they were still heartbroken over. This could be somebody that you have an extensive history with. This could be somebody you have kids with. This could be someone you were even married to and living with, okay? For a lot of you, that could be coming through. Your person's afraid that it's just not going to work out, period. If it's not you, you know, and this is them being honest with you, okay? This is their message to you. If it's not you, pile 2, that's on some BS, then it's going to be me, your person, that's on BS, right? Because you could be in your functional, you know, in the functional expression of your energy, but then they're going to be the one that's in dysfunction, right? With the King of Wands in the reverse here. That's what it feels like. They're afraid that no matter what, that even if they were to come back and you know, because it feels like this connection was put on ice for whatever reason. This connection was suspended with the Four of Swords in the upright position. That's like we're taking a break. We're not putting any energy into this connection. The potential is there, right? With the pink diamond here, they are noticing, yeah, here with I didn't, and I don't appreciate what I found in you. They can see the potential was there. They could have been very self-sabotagey too. They could have been contribute. I don't know. I feel a very sticky, confusing dynamics in this connection pile too. My heart is going out to you. Maybe you can share some, you know, tea in the comment box below and kind of help me, you know, see how this is playing out for some of you in real life. Your person, though, I am seeing now how all of this energy, for a lot of you, I feel like you were the person, you were that Queen of Wands, right? I feel like you are the feminine energy that for whatever reason ended up in the reverse, in the dysfunction of your energy. And they could have been the reason why. I don't know, okay? Your person is scared, though. It's like if we come back to this connection, if we make a comeback, if we reunite basically and really, you know, put in the effort to make this work again, which I do feel your person is wanting. Your person's wanting to take things to the next level here. They're just afraid that old patterns are going to repeat again. And, you know, if they're like you, the two of you can never get on the same page. If you're in the functional expression of your energy, they feel like they're gonna end up in the dysfunction expression of their energy. I hope that makes sense. Let's find out what I don't or I didn't appreciate what I found in you. Yeah, they didn't honor you, and they didn't honor this connection with the Six of Wands in the reverse position. Okay, they're admitting to that. They are admitting to that. They didn't celebrate you when you should have been celebrated. They didn't give you your accolades when they should have. They didn't, you know, they didn't celebrate you when they should have. Let's get more for I didn't or I don't appreciate what I found in you. Ten of Wands in the upright position. Oh, okay. You did put in the work. This is kind of giving me energies, you guys, of where maybe they didn't recognize the work that you did put in. It's taken a minute to flesh this energy out, but I do feel like in the beginning, like when we were talking about the King of Wands in the upright position, and then the Queen of Wands was showing up in the reverse, right? And then we had the energies of the Ten of Wands in the reverse, and then the Three of Cups was in the reverse, where it's like, you know, it wasn't any fun anymore. We lost our bond. You know, there wasn't that feeling of friendship there. The Queen of Wands in reverse was showing up in that very pessimistic Five of Pentacles energy. You know, almost lazy. That's not what it was. I don't think your person was seeing things clearly. I don't think they were seeing you clearly. I was picking up on some depression kind of energy, although that would have been, you know, more along the lines of, you know, the Five of Cups in reverse. But that Five of Pentacles energy goes even deeper than that. That's almost like a dark night of the soul. More along the lines of like maybe, you know, a Ten of Swords. But Ten of Swords can talk about betrayal. I just feel like the Queen of Wands, when the Queen of Wands in the upright position is going through a dark night of the soul, I can see that. Okay, we're getting a little bit detailed into what's going on. Your person is going to say, like, they weren't, pile two, your person is going to tell you, I wasn't seeing things clearly. I didn't see what was causing you to be in that energy. It's not that you were lazy, it's that you were going through some very deep, dark times, and they couldn't, you know what I mean? They were used to or wanting to experience the Queen of Wands in her functional expression, right? Which you are. You're the Queen of Wands to your person's King of Wands. And we're human, we go through difficult times. And so even the Queen of Wands, if they're going through some really heavy times, going through a dark night of the soul, you're not going to be in the Queen of Wands energy. You're going to be in the, you know, you're not going to be always self-confident and not having any doubt and just, you know, shining full bright all the time and, you know, shining bright and glowing like the sun. You're going to be like, you know, you're going to be processing some stuff, right? And so your person wasn't able to see things clearly. And now they're saying, like, I didn't appreciate, you know, even when you're going through a dark night of the soul, that is hard work. You're processing some heavy stuff. So it's not that you're lazy. It's like, I needed to rest. I needed to recover. I'm going through some stuff. And, you know, you could have been going through some legitimately difficult times in your life. There could have been loss, could have been financial, right? But your person, at some point in time, pile 2, it's like you lost your shine for whatever reason. It was only for a season though. You were going through some stuff, a dark night of the soul, you know what I mean? And your person was not understanding. They were like, this is not fun anymore, right? They're seeing things a lot more clearly now, pile 2. This feels more and more like they're realizing that they had something very special in this connection with you. There's still so much energy coming through with your person though, pile 2, where it's just like they're not being realistic about. There's a perfectionism coming through that your person is after, and they're not being realistic. Like, that's not how the world and life works, right? They're wanting, yeah, there's the King of Wands in the upright position again. What I'm picking up on is it's like they want you, both of you guys, they're wanting this perfect alignment 100% of the time. Like they're wanting them to be, you know, in the functional expression of their energy, and then they're wanting you to be in the functional expression of your energy, both of you in alignment that way 100% of the time, and that's not how life works. Your person is in this very frustrating energy of wanting things to be perfect between them and their counterpart all of the time. That's what they're wanting, that's what they're manifesting, and that's why it almost feels like it's a bit of a unicorn that they're after. They're not allowing for moments of humanity, right? Even with themselves, because they showed up earlier as, you know, in the dynamic of you being in your upright, you know, functional expression of your energy, and then them being in, you know, it's like flip-flopped. It's like, yeah, that's how relationships works. Humans aren't always going to be, you know, in the functional expression of their energy. We're going to go through some shit. You know, we're going to feel some shit and go through some shit, and that's part of being human. Your person has this very unrealistic view of what they think their perfect counterpart is, and how that perfect counterpart is going to show up 100% of the time. That's perfectionism. Very frustrating. I'm frustrated for you. Okay? I'm feeling very frustrated for you. But I will say, pile 2, in your absence, okay? Whether you are legitimately no contact, you're not talking to this person, or whether it's just, you know, you're going gray rock on them where you're not, you have limited their access to your energy in some way, shape, or form. In your absence, or in your energy, in the absence of your energy and your attention, they are seeing things a little bit more clearly. And I'm just saying a little bit because your person is still coming through with that. They're still desiring perfection, okay? They haven't let go yet of the image in their head of what they think, you know, what the ideal is. It's hard to put into words, but they haven't let go of that yet, okay? What we're going to do now, you guys, is get some messages directly from them to you. While I'm getting these out, if this reading has provided or added to your quality of life in any way, do me a favor, take a minute, smash that like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Let me know what pile you picked. Let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family by hitting that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you don't miss an upload or an announcement. I'll be honest, pile 2, just tapping into your person's energy is very draining for me. I'm going to have to take a minute after this reading to like build my energy back up. Your person's coming through on some very I don't want to say an energy vampire, but their energy is very draining. It wasn't just you, okay? Very draining. Your person's energy is. Okay, let's get some messages. Pile 2's person, Truth Serum Confessions. I see why you had to limit their access to your energy, because they are draining you of it. There it is. I am waiting patiently. More with that waiting game. I am waiting patiently. And I will clarify what they mean and for what are they waiting patiently. But these are their messages to you. What messages do you have for pile 2 to close out the reading, please? Okay. Well, that's what it is. It says, I wish I could take back my words. Okay, so I know what I am waiting patiently is in reference to, because look, it says, I'm not over you. Your person wants you to know, pile 2, that they're not over you. They're not over this connection. I almost feel like I am waiting patiently. That's in reference to you in this connection. With I wish I could take back my words, there are things that I feel like there are things that they've said directly to you in connection to maybe what your worth and your value is that they could take back. With the 6 of Wands in reverse that showed up earlier, your person is understanding and realizing how they didn't value what they had when they had it. Okay, they're starting to see more and more, pile 2, how you do fit this pink diamond energy much more than anybody else that they've ever come into contact with. This is giving me energy of maybe your person having gone out there trying to find, you know what I mean? It's giving me that energy. This may be somebody that you have been in separation with for a while, okay? And maybe your person has had some time to go out there and try to find, their pink diamond or their unicorn, and they just, they haven't been able to find an energy that has come as close to the pink diamond energy as you. Your person is still, though, in that very perfectionistic energy. They're holding out for the perfect person, but they're not understanding and realizing that person does not exist, okay? Simply because we are all, humans. Humans are not perfect, never gonna be. There has to be, some margin for the humanity and the humanness of a person. And so, but your person, if they're being honest with you and with themselves, there are some things that they have said to you that they wish that they could take back, because there have been some things that they've said to you, I feel like, have stuck with you, pile 2, that have been very difficult for you to get past. So there is something specific, or maybe some specific things they wish they could go back in time and not say those things, okay? I am gonna, let's see what I am waiting patiently here is in reference to. What are you waiting patiently for in regards to pile 2? Interesting. All right. 10 of Cups in the reverse with the Page of Cups in the upright position. This almost feels like wanting to put a family back together. Them knowing that it's going to take hard work. because your person in this reading is showing up as the King of Wands, whether it's in the upright or the, you know, reverse position. But if they're being on, yeah, with the Ten of Cups in the reverse position, and then with the Page of Cups in the upright position. It's going to take, yeah, it is. It's going to take some time. The intentions are there with the King of Wands, right? Energy here. But this is why the Ten of Cups is in the reverse position, is because of this Page of Cups energy. I feel, yeah, there's some development. Your person, pile 2, is needing to go through, they're needing to mature, is what it is. Their view of what the perfect couple looks like, their view of what the perfect marriage looks like, their view of that is needing to evolve. That's what it feels like. That could have been that Page of Wands. You know, the kids could be involved here, right? God, there's just, this energy is so confusing. They know there's work involved in trying to restore this connection between the two of you. And for a lot of you, it's an actual marriage, right? And if it's not a marriage, then it's just like working on that concept of happily ever after. And that could be what the Ten of Cups in the reverse position is talking about too, because the Ten of Cups in the upright position can talk about the fantasy of happily ever after, right? Which is not to say that it's not, you know, it's the fairy tale, but in the context of your guys' connection with your person, I just feel like it's toxic. They still want happily ever after, but they're not having a realistic view of it. They still want the fairy tale in terms of what I'm feeling like, though, pile 2, it's toxic because they're not allotting for, you know, they're not allotting for humanity here. You know, people are messy, emotions are messy, you know, things can get messy, and there's a way that they're not allowing you to be human, it feels like. And I'm picking up on things of where it's like, you know, they have an ideal of, well, you know, when certain when challenges happen, they have an ideal of, well, this is how the perfect counterpart would react. They're not allowing for anything messy. Challenges are not allowing for anything like that. You know, to them, pile 2, their ultimate person, their pink diamond is going to be somebody almost like a Stepford wife. That's what it is. Oh my gosh. It took me a minute to tap into that energy, you guys. Your person wants a Stepford wife or a husband or whatever. Okay. That's what it is. If you don't know what a Stepford wife is, and I'm just talking about the dynamic, go look that shit up. It is so effing toxic. It is unreal. They're not allowing for the messiness of humanness, okay? Oh, God, now I'm getting chills. Took me a minute, and I might have to put a thing in here for you guys to, like, make sure that you go through the whole reading if you haven't made it this far. Like a disclaimer or something, like make sure you listen to the whole reading, because it took me a minute to flesh this message out for you guys. And I'll pile 2, your person is still in that energy. They still want a Stepford wife or a Stepford husband. They still want that. Okay. I don't know. There's a little bit of truth wanting to pop through with your person, right? But it's so slow for them. They are so resistant to letting that ideal go. But there is like their higher self, the universe, God, source, whatever, is kind of knocking on your person like, hello. You know what I mean? Hello. Like, no, that's not how relationships work. You want a robot. You don't, you know what I mean? Like they're desiring something along those lines. They want a Stepford wife or a Stepford husband. Oh my gosh. 2, you know, things working out with this person until they let go of that ideal, right? That's the pink diamond to them, is a Stepford wife or a Stepford husband. That's what they want, which does not allow for a person to be human. Okay, so yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Because I gotta get out of this energy, you guys. Oh my gosh, I love you guys. I love you so much. I gotta get out of this energy though. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap the reading up here. And I hope that, yeah, we're just going to leave it there. I got to get out of this energy. I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye. Hey, Pile 3. Welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle. We are back doing another Pick a Card Love reading. And we are doing Truth Serum Confessions. Okay, so what would your person come clean to you about if they were given a truth serum? So I just want to put a disclaimer in here, you guys. I don't know what's going to come out in this reading. I do want to say though that whatever this may be, I don't think it's going to be anything that's just going to blindside you. This is going to be things that you may already have inklings and or suspicions about. So just keep that in mind, you guys. All right. This is also for entertainment purposes only. Please don't take anything in these readings and make, huge life-altering, life-changing decisions, just based off of a general reading. Always make sure that you are tapping into, your intuition. And if it resonates, it resonates. It's going to resonate because it's going to be something that you've already kind of suspected or had inklings about. Whether the information coming out here is, challenging or, whatever it may be. It doesn't always have to be a challenging reading, but, I just want to put that out there, just to make sure that we're keeping it 100, right? You guys always, check in with your intuitive senses first. It's not going to be something, I believe, where, things are going really good between you and your person, and then something shows up in this reading where it's like it comes out of left field and just blindsides you. I don't think it's going to be anything like that, okay? If it is, just please check with your intuition first and be like, okay, maybe it's just not my reading, those types of things. So having said that, Pile 3, this is a general reading, so just take what resonates and leave behind anything that doesn't. And it is possible that, the entire reading itself just doesn't gel with you, and that's okay. You can either pick another pile or just go check out, some of the other readings in the playlist for, the specific person category. If you do want me to tap exclusively into you and your person's connection, I have personal readings available. Just check the description box below. For booking details, there are a lot of $25 readings available in the specific person category. All right, so we're going to get into your reading. Pile 3, you guys chose the Amethyst tooth. All right, the Amethyst tooth. We'll just put that lovely guy over there. Let's see. So if you were to sit your person down and they were given a truth serum, let's see what they would talk to you about. We got serendipity, we got divine intervention, perfect timing, happy surprises, a fortunate stroke of luck. We also have a bridge, another phase of life, transition, needing to find common ground, bridging the gap. Oh, okay, I'm getting some information coming through. We have angel here with divinely guided, asking for help from your angels. You are protected, paying attention to signs and dreams. Your person is asking for divine intervention when it comes to this connection itself. This may be for those of you who are experiencing a rocky time in your connection. I am your person. If they were being honest with you, they were given a truth serum. They don't want things to be over in this connection. In fact, they're kind of, if they're being honest, they're asking, they're praying for divine intervention. And with bridge here, it's bridging the gap. There feels like there's a canyon. Like your person, if they were given a truth serum, they would say they feel like there's a divide between you now. There's a disconnection between you now that feels like it's like as big as the Grand Canyon. And it's like, you know, because of how big the you know, Grand Canyon is, it's like they want to build a bridge between, you know, to bridge this divide between you and them, but you guys have drifted so far apart. It's like they don't have, their fear, this is their fear, they don't have the ability to bridge that gap themselves. They don't have the resources to build a bridge from one end of the Grand Canyon to the other. That's why they're asking for divine intervention. They want this connection to come back together. They want to bridge the gap between the two of you, but for them, they're seeing as that gap having, you know, the two of you having drifted so far apart now, the distance between you, they feel, the disconnection between you, they feel is so far gone, they aren't able to bridge the gap themselves, or asking. For some of you, literally, they're asking God, asking universe, whomever, whatever they might believe in, for divine guidance on helping them to, on, you know, divine intervention to bridge that gap between the two of you themselves, okay? If they were being honest, pile 3, they do not want this to be over between the two of you, but they're like, they don't know how they would be able to bridge that gap on their own. Let's get one more. I'm going to ask them, okay, we're good. What do you want to tell pile 3? No one compares to you. This is what they want to tell you, pile 3. Let's see. Shutting down. Okay. We'll see what that's in reference to. Give me one more. I know you love me. I feel like this shutting down is you. This is how they're viewing you, like, because they're saying, pile 3, I know you love me. I know you love me, but you're not showing it. Okay. Another message that's coming through, if they were being 100% honest, this could also them telling you that they have shut down the ability for anyone else to connect to them. So if they've got any other kind of like third parties or any other, you know, for those of you that might be married, whether you're married or not, we'll just use the term extramarital as any outside romantic connections that are not yours, whether you're married or not. We're just going to use that term to describe these other affairs or connections, romantic connections they have going on. If there are any, you know, extramarital connections that they are in, you know, this is them saying they're shutting down those bridges. Like, I feel like they've maybe made connections to other people in the absence of your guys' connection. And it may have been for pile 3. This could also be why why the gap between you and your person has gotten so large, is because of these other connections they were, you know, involved in. And now they're saying, like, they're wanting to shut down those extramarital connections so that hopefully they can bridge the gap back between the two of you, okay? That meant, you know, your person being given a truth serum, this is what they're telling you, you know. Are they doing that now? I don't know, but what they're saying is they would be willing to, okay? They would be willing to, you know, burn those bridges between them and these extramarital connections, if it would help and if it would mean bridging the gap back between the two of you and bringing you guys closer together, okay? It's really funny the way I'm seeing your guys' connection. It's because it's being shown to me in terms of like huge land masses. Like, you're one continent, they're another continent, and the two of you were connected at one time, and then something happened that caused a divide between the two of you. Like, you know, like you guys were one landmass. It wasn't two separate land masses. The two of you, it was one landmass, and then something happened. It caused, like, you know, what do they call those? Like a fault line was created in this one continent, and then boom, you guys, something happened. and you guys became separate. That connection became separated, and you guys have been drifting farther and farther and farther apart. It went, so the connection is what I'm seeing was very unified. It was very, very unified. Something happened that broke it from one landmass into two separate landmasses, and you guys have been drifting apart ever since. And I do feel like it has something to do with extramarital affairs, someone cheating, someone stepping out on this connection. If your person was being honest about, you know, and I feel like this is something you already know about pile 3. Okay, you already know about this. Your person is saying if they were being honest with you that they would be willing to shut down all of that if it would help, and if it would mean that the two of you could come back together, you know, not just bridging this humongous gap between the two of you, but helping to actually, you know, pull this landmass back together so that it connects again. You know, the problem with that is, and I'm understanding it, is like, now that those two land masses are separated, now that they went from being like, this connection is broken, basically, is what I'm seeing. The connection is broken. It's irrevocably broken. It's like, yeah, you guys can come back together and connect, but it's never going to be one solid landmass again, whatever that means for you guys. Okay. Let's see what their thoughts are on that. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. You guys may have been drawn to pile 2, possibly, which was very, very sticky. Oh my gosh. Right. It turned out to be like 46 minutes long. So, I mean, if you weren't already, drawn to possibly pile 2, don't worry about it. Okay. But if you were kind of drawn to pile 2, definitely there's more to the story that was picked up in pile 2's energy, because this exact combination came out with the 10 of Cups in reverse and the Page of Cups. Okay. I'm picking up a different energy with this, though. You know, it could just be a continuation with the 10 of Cups in the reverse position. This was happily ever after at one time, but what the Page of Cups here would be like, maybe your person, this could be their offers that they were making to other people. Okay, let me pull more on the Page of Cups in the upright position, though. Let's see what that has to do with it, because I feel like the Page of Cups energy is why, you know, the 10 of Cups went from the upright position, which is happily ever after, to in the reverse position, which is not a happy home. It's the breaking up of a home, right? For those of you, you know, this could be you and your person actually married, having a family, having children or a child together. Show me more about the Page of Cups. This feels like extramarital affairs. Yeah, this feels like connections, romantic connections outside of your connection with your person. That's what that feels like. Them making offers, romantic offers to other people. That's what this feels like. And that's why this 10 of Cups is in the reverse position instead of the upright. Your person is very aware of the connection between the two of you being irrevocably broken. Like, yeah, they're seeing that there is a possibility that maybe the two of you can come back together, but it's never going to be what it was before they cheated. I'm going to put it in the way that it's coming out. This is your person being given a truth serum. They're very aware of that, which is why they're asking for divine intervention. They're asking basically for a miracle, because that's what they want. They want your guys' connection to go back to what it was before the extramarital affair, before they went and got themselves in. And for some of you, this could be your person having gotten themselves into another relationship, like a full-blown relationship with someone else, or wanting things between the two of you to go back to what they were before they cheated and or they got themselves another significant other, like an actual relationship, an actual boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, right? And they're realizing that, you know, it's gonna take divine intervention. It's gonna take a miracle for that to happen. That's why they're asking for it. They're realizing I went too far with these extramarital affairs or this extramarital relationship. You know, pile 3 is never going to look at me the same, never feel the same about me. Just, you know what I mean? I can see that. I don't feel like this reading isn't going to be that long. Not as long as the first 2 readings. What is pile, let's see, let's find out more about pile 3s. Let's see. No one compares to you. What's that here for? I'm feeling like pile 3, your person has finally come to this conclusion that no one, I feel like your person was doing a lot of comparing. A lot of comparing. They were measuring you up to other people, but not in a good way. They may have been picking you apart, making you feel like you were less than compared to other people. I feel like them cheating and them being in extramarital relationships, you know, having a long-term, you know what I mean? Like them experiencing those things or have brought them to this conclusion that no one really truly compares to you and what they had with you. They realize that now, but the thing is what I'm picking up on is they're realizing the damage has already been done, right? Yeah, see, they want your guys' connection to be restored, completely 100% restored to what it was before. They went and got themselves, you know, another girlfriend or boyfriend or significant other before they had all these extramarital affairs. For those of you where you know your person cheated, maybe they cheated a lot. The thing was, is another message that they would tell you, pile 3, is they didn't know what they had with you. They didn't know what they had. They didn't appreciate what they had with you. They just, you know, they didn't know what they had until it was gone. They didn't know what they had with you until they went and they had other things with other people. See, your person was under, okay, all right. See, I'm having a hard time putting it this way because I don't particularly have this belief system, but this is the energy coming through from your person. Your person feels like they were under some kind of an attack. They were under some kind of a spell from like what they may see as, you know, the devil, or, you know, they were a demonic spell or something like that, where they couldn't see clearly. They were always seeing this, they weren't seeing you in this connection clearly. They were under some kind of lie or some kind of trance or a spell from what they believe to be something evil. And now it's like they're seeing things clearly, because like, I don't know how or what made them see things clearly. Me, I'm seeing it as they've been out there. They were under the false impression that, you know, they were going to be able to find something better, that there was something better than you, that anything would have been better. God, this is really yucky energy. I do feel for a lot of you, this is a continuation of pile 2. I am picking up on that heavily. They know better now. If they were to tell you, they know better now. They see the truth. They see the light. It was you all along, and the damage has been done. It's a lot of them, they're understanding and realizing, yeah, with the 7 of Cups in the reverse position, they're under no illusion anymore. They're under no illusion anymore. They're realizing, yeah, and with no one compares to you, the 7 of Cups in the upright position talks about having a lot of options, and they're realizing there are no options. There's only you. And it took them, you know, yeah, there's a lot of regret coming through from your person. They would let you know, pile 3, that they have a lot of regret. They regret that it took what it took for them to see things clearly. They believe they were under some kind of a demonic attack or a demonic spell. Man. Yeah, they're seeing you clearly with the Queen of Wands energy. They're realizing, okay, no one compares to you. Your energy for them is very, very attractive. You're standing out to them now. You're damn near glowing. And it's effortless for you. The things that come naturally to you, pile 3, other people had to work really hard at, or what came effortless in this connection with you, right? Took a lot of work with other people. They're realizing a lot of this, but I'm picking up on energy. It's too little, too late now. All right, what we're going to do now, you guys, is we're going to get some more energy, some more messages from the Hidden Truth to wrap up your guys' reading. While I'm getting this energy out, if this, so far, if this has brought any kind of, you know, or added to your quality of life, giving you some info or guidance, or maybe even closure, definitely take a minute and make sure you're smashing that like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. YouTube loves it. Comment below, let me know what pile you picked, let me know how it resonated. If you want to become part of the family, definitely hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an upload. Look at that. You don't, it says I'm recovering. Your person was under, I'm not going to say they were under demonic attack, but they were definitely hypnotized by a really toxic mindset, okay? They may have, what do they call it? Perfection. There's what is that that's wanting to come through? Your person had an image in their mind of what their perfect person was supposed to be. And that's what, you know, it's all ego. It's all wounded ego. You guys, I'm saying go to, a lot of this may be explained in pile 2. They were under an illusion of what the perfect counterpart, what they look like, what the perfect counterpart, how, you know, the dynamic of that perfect relationship. They were under an illusion. And it's like, that's what they're saying. They're recovering from that. They're letting go of that. They're realizing how that ideal, how that standard robbed them of something that could have been really beautiful. Something opened up their eyes. I don't know what it was. I don't know what the catalyst was. It could have been divine intervention. They could have had some kind of an awakening where they are seeing things very clearly now, and how they really just messed up this connection between the two of you. For a lot of you, it's beyond repair, right? Let's get 2 more. It says, I saved your text and messages. This did want to flip out in the reverse. Your person is having a really difficult time. Your person looks at old photos and messages and stuff like that, trying to relive some of the better times. They're wanting to let go of those two, though, because your person is kind of in a feeling of despair, knowing that for a lot of you, there is no going back. You know, there's some of them are realizing that you might be able to work on things and even discuss maybe possibly getting back together, but they're having a come to Jesus moment. Your person may be very religious, because there's a lot of statements and word usages and things coming through that I don't ever really, you know, I don't personally align to those, but I'm just giving you the energy as it comes through. They had a very hard, eye-opening, eye-awakening, come to Jesus moment. What do they call that? A reality check. They had some kind of a reality check where they see things very clearly. They see how, you know, how a lot of the way that they were approaching love, the way that they were seeing things, was very ego-centered. They're seeing where that ideal came from and what it was fueled by, and they're realizing how unrealistic and impossible that ideal is and was, and, you know, how that ideal has, you know, caused them to sabotage not only this connection with you, but maybe even a lot of their connections in the past. Okay, let's get one more. What do you want to say to pile 3? Yeah, like, it's time for me to heal now. Yes, I do feel like your person has been something. It may have been divine intervention. For those of you, pile 3, where you were, you know, wanting divine intervention to happen just to open this person's eyes, your prayers have been answered. They're no longer under the hypnotic trance of whatever that desire for the ideal partner, the unicorn, is or was. They see things very clearly. They see how, yeah, we'll leave it there. We'll just see that they see things very clearly. They're, with I am recovering it and it's time for me to heal now. They are in the process of letting go of that ideal whatever, okay? In pile 2, and it's coming through very much the same here. The term that finally came through towards the very end of the reading to explain what it was, the ideal that your person was wanting to fit you into that mold, was a Stepford wife or a Stepford husband, okay? And a lot of that energy still is coming through here. They're in the process. That's why I feel like this is a continuation of that, because in pile 2, that person in pile 2, that energy for them was they were still holding on to that ideal. They were hesitant to let that ideal go. You, for pile 3, I feel like your person is past that. They're seeing now where that ideal has caused them to sabotage and F up connections with really good people. Namely, for you, pile 3, they're seeing how it messed your guys' connection up, and how, you know, that's what they're recovering. So for you, pile 3, your person is beyond that. Now they're healing that. They're letting go of that ideal and realizing and allowing for, you know, a person to be human, and that relationships can often be messy. There is no such thing as perfection, especially when it comes to relationships, because relationships are there to mirror our own inner, like, you know, our inner relationships show us basically what we're truly made of, because relationships are 100% reflection of what's going on inside. And so, you know, that's all that relationships are. So of course, you know, nothing is going to be perfect. Relationships can be messy, some more than others, but your person wasn't wanting messy. They were wanting perfect. Okay. Your person's over that now. They're realizing, like, that wasn't fair to you, and that wasn't even fair to them. They're realizing how that ideal has effed up a lot of really great connections, or what could have been great connections. And specifically, they're seeing how that ideal messed up your guys' connection, and how, you know, with no one compares to you, they're realizing, you know, they've tried, you know, you are the closest. Here's the thing. It's like, whatever that ideal is, that Stepford wife or that Stepford husband, I don't want to know. I don't want to say that you're the closest that ever got to that, you know, because a Stepford wife or a Stepford husband, that's not a person, that's a robot, right? You know, because you can control a robot, you can program it to, you know, be whatever it is. They weren't, you know, that's not really what your person wanted, though. Your person truly, like the person underneath the wounded ego, they didn't want really a Stepford wife or a Stepford husband. That was just, you know, that wounded ego. I don't know. It's hard to explain. You did not fit that mold at all. What you did come closest to, pile 3, is your energy. You came closest to being your person's divine counterpart. In fact, I believe that you were, you know, and not to say that that's your only shot, you know. Of course, there's 8 billion people on the earth. You're going to be able to find someone else that better suits you, pile 3. And where it's not going to it's not going to take that person, you know, all this bullshit to know what they have. You know, they're going to know what they have right away. Unfortunately for your person, they understood and they realized that a little too late. Now, I'm not going to say that's going to be up to you guys. You guys might be able to fully recover this and fully reconcile your guys' connection. And, you know, I'm feeling your person with it's time for me to heal now and I'm recovering. I will say, pile 3, your person is doing a complete 180. Okay. they are going to be able to show back up in this connection in a complete brand new kind of energy, an energy that maybe you've always been wanting. Which means, you know, with divine intervention, you guys can, if you have the ability, pile 3, to look at them as a whole brand new person, scrub that past, you know, scrub that slate clean, and begin again as if they are, because energetically they're becoming a whole new person. Okay. But that's going to require you, pile 3, to see them as a whole completely brand new person and realize that the things that they did in the past was not this person. It was the past person that they were, that was in a complete whole different energy. They were being run by a damaged, a wounded ego kind of a program. Okay. They're moving past that. They're healing that. And that's why they're asking for a divine intervention, is because it's like they're realizing I'm becoming a whole different person. The person that I've truly was before, you know, they were letting wounded ego and wounded inner child run the show. The part of that wounded ego that was wanting that Stepford wife, Stepford husband kind of an energy. They're realizing they don't want that now. In fact, they're looking at your they're looking at your energy a lot different now. They're looking at you a lot different now, pile 3. They're not looking at you as, you know, however they may have seen you. Whatever energy, however they would have described you while they were in this hypnotic trance, right? They're seeing you completely different now. They're seeing you in a kind of a beauty that they didn't see, but it's hard to explain. I almost want to say where, you know, they would see a mess, now they're seeing the beauty in it. It's like, oh, okay, it's not that pile 3 is messy. And I'm not talking about messy in terms of like, you know, clutter, in terms of like, you know, keeping a house clean or unclean. Messy in terms of like, you may have been really emotional. You may have reacted to things in a way that they may have been like, oh, that's not ladylike or gentlemanlike or anything like that. They're just seeing things a lot different. There's something coming through about something they used to see with you as being messy, which was unattractive to them. And you can put that any way that you want. It could be literally, it could just be talking about, you know, like the way that you handled challenging situations. It could be both. They're seeing you in a whole different light though now. A whole different light. Pile 3, your person, if you want them, your person, whether you take them back or not, is doing a complete 180. Okay, becoming, them healing and them recovering, them letting go of that old ideal is causing them to look through the, you know, look at romantic relationships through the lens of a whole different person in a healthy way. Okay, we're just gonna leave it at that, pile 3. Again, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I will see you guys at your next pick a card love reading. Bye, pile 3.